RuneScape and old school RuneScape are two sides to the same coin, some people say. Though in reality, it's more of a diverging timeline sort of situation where the games split at a single point in time and are now two different realities. RuneScape kept evolving, and its lore, world, and mechanics have continued advancing at a fast pace. Old school RuneScape, however, stayed true to the nostalgic charm of the game, where its gameplay has remained nearly the same since its divergence, and the world has evolved down a different path. Whether you find one version of the game better than the other is an opinion, and no side is more correct than the other. As someone who's been playing since RuneScape Classic, I personally think both versions of the game are just, well, RuneScape. I think both games are good games and can coexist, and the communities from both should do what they can to help both games flourish. There is no reason for discourse between the two games, and I actively encourage players to play both games. And that is what I'm going to start doing. Though old school RuneScape has always appealed to me as a game, I never wanted to restart my progress when the games split. But with friends in both of these games' timelines, it's time for me to try going from RuneScape to RuneScape, experiencing the alternate timeline. Hello again everyone, Kamori here, and welcome back to RuneScape, this time for episode 13. Here are my general stats as well as my levels that we are starting off with as always. Gonna be another early game, kind of early to mid-gamey questing kind of episode with some good leveling in it. Get some good progress as we make our way towards the beginning of the mid-game, but let's get right into it. We're gonna start off today with a very important quest. We're gonna do Horror from the Deep. This is a quest that I've been able to do for a while now, but I just have been putting it off. I feel like God books are a little bit forgotten at this point in old school RuneScape. Not necessarily forgotten, but they're kind of just power crept. There's not a super big need for them anymore, but they are iconic items, and I do want to use them, so... Get started, come fix up this bridge, which I don't really know why we have to fix up this bridge. I don't know if we ever actually use it, and it doesn't actually, like, show the bridge being fixed in the animation, but you do that. You come down to the Barbarian Agility course afterwards, and you speak to Gunjorn. You tell him that your cousin sent you, you need the key to the lighthouse, and he's just like, sure, here you go. No questions asked, nothing, he just willingly gives me, a stranger, the lighthouse key that he was holding for his family member, but, you know, my reputation precedes me. Bring it on back and open up the door, and she's already inside. Interesting. How did you get in when I just unlocked the door? Climb to the top, and we fixed the lighthouse. Take some swamp tar, a tinderbox, and then some molten glass. Easy, get that lighthouse up and going. It'd have been funny if there was just destroyed ships all along the rocks down there, because the lighthouse was turned off. Make your way down to the basement. You gotta use one of each elemental rune on the door here. And then you also have to use an arrow and then a sword. You don't get any of these back, so you always have to bring something that you're willing to lose. You head down inside. Funnily enough, there was actually someone else in here, I'm assuming a bot based off of that name, doing the fight. But he got sucked away by Flippa, which makes me think even more so that it was a bot. Talk to Josik down here, who's like, oh god, they're coming. Help me. Level 100 Dagonoth. Slowly creeping out of the water, bring it down here to a safe spot. Level 44 hit points as well. And there we go. Easy boss fight. Save Josik, we can bring him... What do you mean there's more? Oh, so that was the tongue. And the whole thing is the worm. That's right, we're fighting an Alaskan bullworm. No, Dagonoth Mother was a little bit harder. I tried to get it into a safe spot for a while, and it kind of wasn't working out, so you end up just having to pray range the whole time, and then just waiting for the elemental spell that you need to be able to cast. I do believe regular Dagonauts have an earth weakness. I don't know if the mother had any particular weakness, but I ended up killing it on the earth type anyways. There you go, quest complete. We get 2 quest points. We get 4,662 EXP in strength, ranged, and magic. And we do get a casket, which is going to have any of the 6 god books in it for free. Very random amount of EXP though. But you head back upstairs and you talk to Josik and he'll get the casket open for you. Level 32 ranged coming in as well as 46 strength. You bring it up. I know Zamorak is probably the most common first picked one just because it was honestly the best of the 3 original books. But I do believe you can say, oh, I wish it was one of the other gods here. And it lets you pick from any of the 3 newer ones, the Armadyl, Ancient, or Bandos one. I picked Saradomin just because that's what I always pick. It is the blue one. I like the color blue. But I do turn around and just buy all of the books anyways because, you know, why not have them all? There's no reason not to. And you don't have to fill out the book before you can come get a new one anymore. So I just buy all of them. I do believe that the Ancient book is the best for magic, the Armadyl book is the best for range, and I think Zamorak is still better for melee over the Bandos one. I don't think the +2 strength from Bandos is really all that good, but I could be wrong. While we're over here doing some range quests, we're going to start the Temple of Ikov quest over in Ardi. Very easy one. I had like 19 Limpwort roots in the bank just because from farming, so I only had to buy 1 more root. Not too bad. Speak to Lucian over in Ardi and then head down to the Temple of Ikov, cross the bridge, get the lever, put the lever in and pull it, open the door, head north into the icy zone. And that's where you search the chests, and one of them will have ice arrows in it. I am doing the early range skip requirement, so I only need 3 because I'm not actually going to shoot them. Bring myself back to the beginning, pull this next lever after searching it for traps. Into the room with the fight. Cool little animation here. Pretty sure he just said Satiti as one of that spell words, but you know, there we go. Using the little skip for the range requirement, as long as you have the ice arrows equipped, you can use thrown weapons and you don't have to actually shoot the ice arrows. I just bought some adamant knives. Little expensive, but it got the job done. Took a little bit of time, but of course I got a random event. Every boss quest or boss that I'm doing, some sort of random event pops up during the quest. Hand in the Limpwort roots, and she teleports you across. Kind of a cool spell. That would be kind of a fun one if it was castable for us on ourselves. Grab the shiny key for the shortcut down here. I don't know if I'll ever actually use it. Speak with one of the guardians, decide to side with the Guardians of Armadyl, and I'm going to have to go kill Lucian instead. He gives me a pendant of Armadyl, which I'll need to fight him. Head over to his house right next to the Grand Exchange. Walk inside, no questions asked, and just immediately murder him. And he's just like, you've defeated me for now, I shall reappear in the north, which is hinting at the Ritual of the Majorat quest. But there we go, quest complete. 10,500 ranged EXP, which is huge, and 8,000 fletching EXP, which would be huge if I wasn't crafting arrows my entire life so far. Level 36 range, and we happen to be like 70 EXP off of a range level. So while I'm here, I head back to the Grand Exchange, find my next little victim, and boom, there we go, level 37 ranged as well. That is kind of what we're going for right now, is some early game range levels. We haven't done any range training since the earlier quest, the Golem and the Shadow of the Storm. Ooh, and we got a red bead and some fiendish ashes. A little reward for killing the imp. And as I said, we're doing some range training here, so we're going to come ahead and do Animal Magnetism. Surprisingly, this quest doesn't give any ranged EXP, but it is probably the most important range training quest because you do get the accumulator and all the Ava's devices from it. You speak to Ava. She needs some undead chicken feathers, so you come to the Old Crone in Mauritania because she can give you a special Ghost Speak amulet that lets the farmer speak to his wife because he's dead but still taking care of the undead animals and blah blah blah. You bring it back and forth. And one of the best cutscenes in the entire game here. He's trying to catch the chicken for you, and so you sit here and you watch him float back and forth as the chicken just slowly runs away. I don't know why he didn't just ask for our help, but Chicken's got some moves, apparently. Jukes him out there. Comes over and hides in the corner by the cart. Malcolm has no idea where he is. And there he is, the legend himself. Cow 31337 Killer. Wearing the most endgame gear possible. Wham! One-shots a cow. No one's ever done that in the history of RuneScape. But Cow 3 Elite Killer. Cow Elite Killer. I don't know what it's actually supposed to be. Elite kind of makes the most sense, but saying the numbers out makes the most... It's more fun that way. Can't seem to hit the chicken, though. The chicken's got moves, and Malcolm picks it up. And the legend himself is on his way out. Cutscene complete. We speak to Malcolm, and now we can buy the chickens. They cost 10 ecto tokens each. You need 2 for the quest, but you can actually keep one for yourself if you buy another one, so I did bring 30 ecto tokens. And I go ahead and buy one for myself. They are a for fun weapon, so they have all the negative stats and everything. I'll probably just drop it in the future anyways, but for now, kind of fun to have. Head back to Ava, let her know that you got the undead chickens for her. And then the next thing that she needs is a magnet, so you come speak to the witch next... She says next door, but it's like 2 rooms down. She tells you how to make a magnet, so you run over here to the Remington mine. And look, I click north, I face north, and then I use it, and my character just spins for some direction, for some reason. Was definitely not facing that direction. Try it again. And there we go, the magnet is complete. Bring that on back to Ava. The next thing she needs is one of the like animated trees in the Draenor courtyard. She needs branches from that. But you need a blessed hatchet in order to actually cut the wood. So you bring a mithril axe up to Terrail and a holy symbol, and he'll trade it for a blessed axe. You bring that down, you chop the tree. Easy enough. Finally we can fight back. You turn that in. And one more step. Deal with all of her research notes that she can't quite make sense of for some reason. It just kind of looks like you're filtering out all the noise. And there's the actual step-by-step process. Hand those back to her and she's like, pff, pff, whatever, beginner's luck. Like, you're not actually that smart. I could have done it. Turn everything all in. There we go. Quest complete. 2,500 woodcutting EXP, 1,000 crafting, fletching, and slayer EXP, and we get to keep Knave's device. Because my range is below level 50, I only get the very basic one, but range damage in the cape slot. And it picks up arrows for you, and we're going to turn around and use it right away on the next slayer task. Another otherworldly being task, level 38 and level 39 ranged coming in. One more hit there, and there we go, 40 range. There's the first big milestone for ranged. We can now wear green dragon hide, which is huge. That is such a big upgrade in range strength. Level 41 Slayer as well. And that is task complete. Otherworldly beings, it's like the only task that I've gotten multiple times now. Vanica just seems to love giving it out. Now that we've got 40 range, we're heading up here to Relica. We are going to start the Fremenic Trials quest. Kind of a long quest with a lot of different steps. Not going to show everything just because a lot of it's just like riddle solving and talking to NPCs, running back and forth. First thing we got to do, get level 41 range. That's right, part of the quest. No, I'm here trying to get a liar drop. I don't have the woodcutting or anything to craft one. But you can get one from one of the NPCs here at a 1 in 17 drop, level 45 hit points. I think I had to kill like 30 or something, 30 or 40. It took me a little bit to get the lyre, but there we are. We got the lyre drop right there, and then you bring it down to get it blessed. Offer up a single fish, a raw shark, and there we go. We got the enchanted lyre. bring it up for my first concert in Gielinor. A new blossoming bard has come to town. Let's see what the audience thinks. Oh, okay, that's a pretty nice first comment. You know, not the worst. It could have been better. They're a tough crowd, but I'm sure they'll warm up to me with this incredible song. Wow, Olaf the Bard loved it. I'm sure everyone else did. Like, encores are going to be shouting through these halls here any minute. Please. Oh. Anyways, moving on, we're going to go drinking contest, but of course we got the fake alcoholic beer. Glug, 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 chug the whole keg in front of this dude, and I'm just like, it's whatever, you know? Like, that wasn't even that bad, and he's already plastered after one drink. To be fair, he's probably been drinking in here every day for his entire life. Another part, we're coming here and fighting the Dragon, but again, as usual, anytime I'm fighting something during a quest, boom, a random event. And then it's like the clock is on, you know? I'm sitting here like, oh god, are they going to attack? Are they going to teleport me mid-fight? And of course I start hitting zeros, and I'm like, oh god, they're getting impatient. I gotta hurry up and kill this guy so I can talk to the Frog Princess. Zero after zero, they're getting so upset. And there we go, easy fight, no problem. Didn't even click on the right frog. And there we go. Yes, I'll touch you, frog. I wonder when they changed this, or why they changed it from having to kiss the frog. PETA, probably, you know? There we go, get the frog token, the real reason we're doing the quest. I'm just kidding. Do the whole one small favor merchanting thing, finally get the flowers, bring them back to Sigmund. This is the longest part of the quest for sure. And then like a real Chad, I'm actually doing the fight. That's right, I brought the food, I brought the recoil rings. I ain't letting no deathless Koshé fight me and live, nah. Slowly but surely, with the Draymond staff that you can craft down here, we're getting the Fremenic blade. Definitely worth it. Everyone loves a free, like, adamant weapon, you know? Head back to Brunt the Chieftain after doing all of the different trials. You get 7 people to favor you, and that is quest complete. 3 quest points, 2800 EXP in strength, defense, attack, hit points, fishing, thieving, agility, crafting, fletching, and woodcutting. Not a ton of EXP, but a little bit of EXP and a ton of skills. And I am now known as Dendar. You shall all refer to me as Dendar, the level 29 fisherman, the level 67 Fletcher, and the level 40 woodcutter, that's right. Calculated 3 levels from that quest, huge. Really close to level 45 defense as well. Our next Slayer task, we do have ghouls. There's the first one. This is a terrible task, honestly. I don't know if Vanica has any good Slayer tasks outside of like the ogres. Level 42 ranged. We did get the bone for Ragged Bone Man 2 as well in the inventory down there. Slowly but surely working away on those. And that is task complete there. Head down, we got a Shades task. This was another terrible task, I'm not gonna lie. The Shades have a chance of like missing their attacks entirely, level 43 range. And then they lose aggro on you because someone else attacks you in that time, level 46 HP. And so this task took a long time, 44 ranged, but we did get some decent EXP from it. I did switch to melee really quick because I was pretty close to level 45 defense and level 58 combat. 45 defense is quite important because with the Fremenic trials done, we can now use the Fremenic helms. So I did end up buying an Archer helm, a Berserker helm, and a Farseer helm. And then my next task was, honestly, I don't think I've ever fought Molinisks ever before. Level 51 magic. It took forever because you fight them like one at a time, but they are weak to magic, so I did get through it quite quickly. Level 42 Slayer. But I don't even know if I've been down in this cave in years and years and years. I almost forgot about it. That's how long it's been. I don't even know if this cave is actually in RuneScape 3. I almost think it has to be, but you know, I can't recall ever being down here or fighting them. But that is task complete. Easy enough. Next task was Enkos. I decided, look at that, another random event during a fight. Why are the random events only showing up during fights? But Enkos are a decent task. I thought they were going to be a little bit better money than they were. But they do drop enough death runes that I was willing to just fight with death runes. But there we go. We got a Dark Totem base, a new collection log. That is my first piece of the totem. And that is why I'm fighting it down here, as well as the fact that Burying Bones does recharge your prayer a little bit. I do get my HP a little bit low. I was pretty sloppy on the prayer flicking, but we did manage to get the whole task done in one trip. Didn't make too much money. If anything, we lost money because I bought 200 death runes, but it's fine. Some EXP. And then, oh my god, old but gold free fish. I figured I might as well cook some trout while I'm here because someone was dropping everything. Get a couple free fishing levels. There's level 22. Level 23, the fish just don't stop. This place is fantastic. Level 24, still cooking the trout. And I figure I might as well wrap it up with level 25. I now can cook the salmon that he is dropping, but I don't want to spend too much time. I'm going to fish my own fish at some point. I'll get my cooking up another time. And then we're going to head down here back to Mauritania once again, and we are going to start the Haunted Mine quest. This is a quest that I remember being long and challenging. I don't know if they've changed it, or it was just way easier with the Quest Helper plugin. I feel like I remember it taking way more steps in moving all of the different levers. You grab the mushroom, you put it in the cart, and it's just legitimately like 3 lever pulls for the whole quest, 3 or 4. And I'm like, I feel like I remember there being multiple rooms and having to do so much more. But apparently it's very simple. You pull all the levers, you come check the cart's chart thing, you hit start, you watch the little animation, the cart just moves automatically to the end. Why we can't just walk along the tracks ourselves, I'm not too sure, but you gotta exit the cave all the way back to the beginning, come back in the other side, make your way back down. And then you gotta withdraw that glowing mushroom from the cart, because that is the light source that you use. And then you head down, you use the key on the water valve, and then you gotta erase the ghost. Because as you activate it, a ghost will spawn and come shut it off if you don't hurry up and make it down first. It is nice though that you only have to do this part once. If you ever have to leave the cave and come back, you no longer have to erase the ghost. But there he is. Ooh, woo, woo to you too, bro. You see these moves? I'm way too fast. You never stood a chance. Hop on in and splash. Land in the water. And then you head downstairs and fight the boss. Very annoying fight. He kind of teleports around after every like 1 or 2 attacks. You constantly are being hit by flying axes. You have to dodge the cranes. You have to dodge the carts. You take a lot of unnecessary damage from everything except for him. But with enough food and protect from range, like you're pretty safe overall. And he has a very low magic defense, so I just wore full proselyte, so my prayer stayed on the whole time. Easy enough, get the kill. Grab the key. Head back up and across the hall, down into the next room. Open up the door, and there is the coveted salve rocks. You chisel 1. And that is quest complete. 2 quest points, 22,000 strength EXP, and access to Tarn's Lair, which, no, we are not doing that. 49 strength, 59 combat, and might as well chisel an entire half inventory of salve amulets. You never know when you might need more. Tarn's Lair is an RNG nightmare. I'm probably not going to deal with it. I'll just buy a Slayer ring at some point. I don't know if I'm actually going to risk going through the lair ever again. I might, just for nostalgic reasons, but who knows. There we go, a full inventory of salve amulets. That'll make some Slayer and everything a lot easier. But I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode here. Kind of a quick one, but we did get some really important quests done. We did go up like almost 35, 40 total levels. Looking pretty nice. We got that 44 range. Going to get everything up to base 50 at some point here soon. Maybe get to 55 magic for high alpha. Thank you guys all very much, and hope to see y'all back in another one. Until then, peace.